Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please, if I've got anything in my teeth, I've just had some gingerbread biscuit thing, so please mind that. Today I'm going to go and put this copper tape around the planter, and I'm going to move the pumpkins back down to the planter now. Now that we're warm weather, it should be fine. So let's get to it. So guys, here I am in the garden. Please mind my dodgy outfit. I'm in my pyjamas, some Halloween socks and some Crocs. But hey ho, we only live once, eh? So, I didn't know how to first get into this tape because there's like a plastic layer over it, which is a bit like, it's like sellotape and goes round. But yeah, it does eventually come off. Anyway, this tape is supposed to prevent slugs and everything from getting into the plants. However, I'm pretty sure I've already seen some like little holes on my leaves, so not too best pleased about that. If anyone's wondering where this planter is from, Ben made it me from our old bed frame. So we used to have Corona wood bed frame, and yeah, it completely broke in the middle, and it just wasn't fixable. And we just decided that, you know what, we could use the wood as a planter. So yeah, that is now what it's used for. Oh, I've got a dodgy looking face there, haven't I? It's quite odd putting this stuff around, you know. That is only paper that I'm putting in the bin before anyone like comes at me. Comes on like this paper stuff. I was so glad I picked up two because I didn't realise, but I definitely needed two of them. If you can hear anything in the background, there's like a load of birds. I've opened the back door and just like birds everywhere. There we go. There's a pigeon having a go. I'm fully in the planter here, aren't I? It was quite hard to sort of, not get it stick to, but like get it run in the right direction because it's very thin, shall we say. It's like very wrinkly and thin. I don't know if you can see like me sort of struggling with it a little bit. Here's just me making sure that it goes all the way around like perfectly. I'll be honest, I don't think it's done anything to date. You know, touch wood, it does in the future. But yeah, right now it hasn't seemed to have done anything. I'm just now using the excess of it to try and get it used up because there's no point putting like a little tiny bit back in the packaging, is it? So I put an extra layer on at the front and then I put a couple of layers on at the sides. I'll put more on towards the trampoline way because there's grass all the other side. So it goes all the way back, and obviously slugs like to be in grass and planty foods, whereas the other side's brick. So that's why, if anyone is wondering. So here I am just bringing the plants down now from the greenhouse. As you can see, they've sprouted quite a lot. If you look at some of the stems on them, you can sort of see how prickly they are without actually being prickly, which, you know, once them stems sort of get harder and thicker, they definitely do start hurting. Here I am now just showing you me cleaning the planter out. As you can see, it needs a bit of a lick of paint over really again. Skyla has so many toys and that in this little box, it's ridiculous. In a second, I go try and find a trowel. However, I can't find one anywhere. And then my best bet was like, oh, well, maybe Skyla's got something in a mud kitchen. That was it, me picking up a piece of poo from a cat, because gross. I don't even own a cat yet. I'm picking the poop up. Amazing. Here I am. I'm just sort of going over it to make sure it's all level and that. So guys, I finally got a little thing from Skyla's mud kitchen. Just, it helped me to dig a little bit, okay? Don't be judging me. These were really hard to get out. As you can see, they definitely needed to be replanted now because of the roots. As you can see, I'm really pressing it down there. Just then putting some more soil over it. And here's one of my big pots. You know, you get 3 in there. The only problem is when you have them in 3s or 4s in bigger pots, the roots tend to overlap, so you can't really not separate them, but yeah, the roots are all intermingled and you don't want to actually kill the plant, so it's sort of hard to, as you can see, I'm trying to like push them away from each other so they've got a bit more room. It worked out a little bit because, as you can see, there's still quite a big gap in between them both. I was going to say both then. In between them all, sorry. Here's me just pushing them down. They look a bit lifeless, to be honest. They look full of life before, and then once you plant them, they look lifeless. But, however, they are looking really good at the moment. All the stems are pointing upwards at the moment because they will eventually fall flat due to them being vines. If you do see any of the leaves like yellowing or dying, that's completely normal. Don't worry about it. The plant does this to help it to, I know it sounds silly, but to be able for it to grow more. And I do think that sometimes it sheds its leaves as well for like extra nutrients, because obviously as they fall off into the soil, it decomposes. Not straight away, but after time it does. Once I start getting fruit and that on these plants, I'll be able to explain a bit better, because last time people were a bit confused about male and female. Basically, if you've got a stem and it's got a flower on it, it's a male. If there's a stem and there's like a bulb, think of a gooseberry. If there's like a gooseberry looking thing underneath the flower, that means that there's a pumpkin there. And it also means that it needs to be pollinated in order for the fruit to grow. That's as simple as I can sort of explain it. But once I start getting flowers on them, I will be able to show you more. Here I am just planting a couple of more now. Do you see what I mean? If you look very closely, you can see how spiky that one in the middle is. It's like very prickly. Here's me just trying to like untangle him a little bit. The one that I'm showing you here, it's like a baby one that I'd put in this pot, and it just doesn't seem to be growing for whatever reason. So yeah, I've put it right at the back so it's got its own little room, it can grow on itself, and I'm going to see if I can save it. If not, I'm just going to have to see about just ripping it out of the plant altogether, because I don't want it taking away nutrients from the other plants if it is just gonna die. So yeah, I basically just need to wait to see if that's going to die or not. I don't know where I've gone here. Oh, I remember now. I went to go get food. So I use like a tomato plant for food for these plants at the moment. And it really helps. Every year it helps them to grow so much. As you can see, there's a slight pink tinge to it because it's tomato food. You have to try your best to get it on like where the stems are mostly, and try avoid the leaves. Here I am just giving the plants now a bit of a water down so it can soak all the nutrients up. I'll be honest, I do love doing this. I know it sounds silly, but it's a bit therapeutic. Like, look at me washing leaves off, waiting for them to dry after. I know it sounds silly, but it's a bit of like a release from like day-to-day life. Just getting in the garden, planting some pumpkins, looking after them, and just, yeah, escaping my very busy household. And here, guys, is the after results. So, guys, it's now been a few days later. As you can see, they've started to regain consciousness again, shall we say. What I meant by the fact that something's already started eating, can you see the hole on that one? I can't see any more really. Oh, there we go, that's one. Him at the back isn't doing very well, to be fair, but we'll keep an eye on him for a couple of days. And yeah, This is the current state of the planter. I will be adding some more food in a few more days because it has been well, about 4 days since I've done this now. So I will be adding some more soon. Anyway guys, hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do like my content, please press the like button, share with your friends and family, and please keep on watching. Bye for now guys.